In a bustling city where dreams intertwine with reality, a seasoned lawyer embarked on a mission of retribution. A mission that would see the downfall of a man who had wronged not just one, but many. Let us delve deep into this narrative, where justice is served with a cold and calculated precision. In the heart of the city lived a man. Let's name him Joe, a man whose actions were far from honorable. Joe was known for his violent tendencies, particularly towards his wife. His deceitful nature had earned him a reputation that was about to catch up with him in the most unforgiving way. Our protagonist, a lawyer with a heart of steel and a mind sharper than the finest blade, was enlisted by Joe's brother-in-law to bring him to justice. This brother-in-law, who had once been business partners with Joe, had witnessed firsthand the atrocities Joe was capable of. Not only had Joe harmed his sister, but he had also betrayed him in the business world. Thus, a legal battle ensued, a battle that would strip Joe of everything he held dear. As the courtroom drama unfolded, Joe displayed an arrogance that was unmatched. He believed that his web of lies and deceit would shield him from the consequences of his actions. But he was gravely mistaken. Our lawyer was relentless, tearing through Joe's defenses with a meticulous attention to detail. The judgment that followed was monumental, leaving Joe in a state of financial ruin. But Joe was not one to give up easily. He twisted and turned, trying every trick in the book to salvage what was left of his empire. But it was all in vain. The lawyer was always one step ahead, seizing Joe's assets one by one, leaving him with nothing but a crumbling house that served as his only source of income. Joe's downfall was swift and brutal. His attempts to hide his remaining assets were futile, as the lawyer's investigator tracked him down, leaving him with no place to hide. The legal proceedings that followed were nothing short of a masterclass in justice. Joe's feeble attempts to protect his assets were met with a force that was unstoppable. As Joe's world crumbled around him, he clung desperately to his last possession, a dilapidated truck that served as his home. But even this was not safe from the lawyer's grasp. When Joe's anger got the better of him, he found himself without even a place to lay his head. The final blow came when Joe's truck was seized, leaving him with absolutely nothing. The lawyer's stern warning echoed in Joe's mind as he witnessed the last piece of his life being taken away from him. It was a sight to behold, a man who had once held power and influence, now reduced to nothing more than a pitiful figure, a shadow of his former self. As Joe drove away, a cloud of smoke trailing behind him, the lawyer stood tall in his office, a beacon of justice in a world filled with darkness. The satisfaction of seeing a man who had caused so much pain finally face the consequences of his actions was a feeling that was both powerful and humbling. In another part of the city, a woman found herself embroiled in a battle against a romance scammer who had tried to take advantage of her. This scammer, a man from a Latin American country, had charmed his way into her life, only to reveal his true intentions later on. But this woman was not one to be trifled with. She rallied her friends and embarked on a mission to expose the scammer for who he truly was. Through meticulous research and a network of connections, they uncovered the scammer's web of deceit, which spanned multiple social media platforms and involved numerous false identities. With the evidence in hand, they launched a campaign to bring the scammer to justice. They reached out to his family and friends, revealing his true nature and the extent of his deceit. The scammer's life unraveled before him, as the people he had once held close turned their backs on him. But the woman's quest for justice did not end there. She reached out to the authorities, providing them with all the information they needed to take action against the scammer. With the help of a friend in law enforcement, the scammer's illegal activities were brought to light, leading to a series of events that would see his life crumble before him. The scammer found himself facing the wrath of the law, his illegal employment exposed and his chances of remaining in the country dwindling with each passing day. His employer faced severe penalties, and the scammer himself was slapped with a ban that would prevent him from returning to the country for several years. As the scammer faced the consequences of his actions, the woman stood strong, a beacon of hope and justice in a world where deceit and manipulation ran rampant. Her actions served as a reminder that justice could prevail, that the truth could triumph over deceit. In the end, the scammer was left with nothing, his life in ruins and his reputation shattered. He was forced to return to his home country, where he would face the anger and ridicule of those he had betrayed. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel. We post amazing and shocking stories every day. See you soon.